Hello, Internet. My name is Zero, and welcome back to Corpse Party Book of Shadows. Now, last I remember, we encountered Sachiko? Sachiko. Sachiko. That's what I'm assuming we encountered. There's a Japanese style room over there with tatami mats and everything. We should go sit down and try to calm our nerves a little. Mm, a break sounds nice. Let's go. Oh no, I think it was Sachiko. Oh, Seiko. Custodian's closet. This is one of those doors that wouldn't open, isn't it? Oh, huh. I passed out earlier, I guess. When I came to, I was lying down in this room. I was someplace underground, I think with no way out, and then I saw a little girl. Was it? For the life of me, I just couldn't remember clearly. It's called Hangover. Oh my god, that's terrible. Don't drink. Don't drink. I mean, drink a little, but don't drink too much. Hmm. That's really odd. Maybe you have a guardian angel on your side, or a ghost. Come on, don't say that. Well, remember what that spirit told us when we first got here? He said not all ghosts are bad. Not all bad, huh? Seiko calmly opened the door and stepped into the custodian's closet. I don't like this game because I feel like it's really creepy. I'm gonna turn on my fan. Yeah, that feels nice. And it's not being picked up by my microphone. I could hardly believe this was the same person who got scared out of her mind the first sight of a ghost only a few hours before. You seem a lot more fearless now than you were when we got here, Seiko. Or is it just me? Or is that just me? As long as you're around, Naomi, I feel like I've got nothing at all to be scared of. That's all well and good, but just make sure you don't let your guard down, okay? Oh, yeah. I know this room. It was like a creepy hidden room in the game that I remember. There weren't any working lights in the custodian's closet, but it definitely felt a lot safer in here than it did out in the creepy, creaky hallways. The two of us plopped down next to one another on the tatami mat. Tatami. Stop. Just stop and read. It's all you gotta do. Just stop and read that one word. Tatami. For a long while, neither of us said a word. I guess we weren't sure what to talk about. Let's talk about what's on TV. There's a TV there. Does anybody remember? I'm pretty sure a lot of young viewers won't know this. These TVs, they had like the little dials for the channels. Never got to see one myself, but I remember box TVs. I liked the box TVs. I'm so glad you're okay, Seiko. You too, Naomi. How's that ankle? Still hurt? I feel like it did really badly for a while there, but it's totally fine at the moment. Glad to hear it. Did you manage to find your paper doll scrap? No, it's still missing. Guess I must have dropped it somewhere else, and finding anything in this place is quite a feat. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, but when we get back, we can always ask the class rep to perform the ritual again. Then we can get you a replacement. That's true. I don't know what to expect in this game because it's a lot of like temporal anomaly type stuff going on, from what I can tell. And from what I've played from this game, or like the other version of the game, the remake of the original game, is it's got a lot of creepy stuff going on. Once we'd calmed down a bit, we reached a point where we simply didn't want to leave the room anymore. We had no desire to go back into those halls. So we didn't. We stayed right where we were for a really long time, just chatting endlessly with one another, casual as can be, about class and the festival and our sleepover the previous night. Ordinary everyday conversation. But then I happened to look over and catch Seiko staring at me. Yeah, totally. Seiko, is something wrong? Huh? No, it's nothing. It was too dark to see Seiko's features in any great detail, but something seemed amiss. It was her face. Was she blushing? Naomi? This is hard for me to say, but well, what is it? She likes her. She likes her. She had an uncharacteristically serious expression on her face and seemed really nervous. What was it, Seiko? What were you trying to tell me? Never you mind. Oh, come on! You know exactly what you were gonna say. Oh, come on. Now my curiosity is killing me. Just spit it out already. Yes, please do. Promise you won't laugh? If you don't want me to, then I won't. Okay, because I'm totally serious. Oh. My heart skipped a beat. This was the beginning. How could I have been so dense all this time? Since we have no idea what's going to happen to us in here, there's something I really need to tell you. Okay? Seiko's focus changed. Her gaze was directed squarely at my lips. Wait, was this? Will you kiss me? What? Huh? I want to kiss you. Oh, why? Because I love you. Aww. As a friend, right? No. Seiko didn't say a word. She just shook her head fervently. I was dumbfounded. Was she confessing to me? I hadn't even had a boy confess to me yet. She hung her head, now staring down at her feet. My silence seemed almost like it was causing her physical pain. She looked like she might explode. Ooh, this is getting good. I couldn't see her face clearly, but I was certain she must have been quivering and blushing from ear to ear. You're serious? I'd marry you if I could. I want to kiss you and hug you too. That was the first time I'd ever heard Seiko speak so softly or with such a stammer in her voice. Before I knew it, I was crying and I had no idea why. Seiko, I'm sorry, Oh! She ran off! I ran out of the room and just took off down the hall. I still couldn't tell why I was crying. It's like I was scared, or maybe I was happy, or maybe I just lost a friend. I needed to calm down. The Seiko I was friends with wasn't gone. She hadn't been lost. Regardless of whether or not I was able to return her feelings, I owed her at least a thank you. Seiko must have been pretty deep in regret by that point. I needed to get back to her. I needed to let her know I would stay by her. Or stand by her. Still stand by her. What's that? What's the gooey? I was suddenly distracted by the sound of dripping water nearby. It was as if someone had left a faucet on, but only just, and it was slowly spilling out onto the floor. But where was it? It sounded close, yet there was no sign of running water anywhere that I could see. I had a bad feeling about this. All I knew was it was close. Like, really close. Wait, no, it couldn't be. I looked down at my feet and gasped. An unpleasant-looking black fluid was running down my thighs and pulling up on the floor beneath my feet, and it wasn't stopping. Ew, what the hell is this? I hesitantly collected a bit of it on my fingers and studied it. It wasn't blood. It was almost tar-like in consistency, smooth and viscous. And it seemed to be faintly glowing as well. Why was something like this coming out of my body? I went to wipe my fingers on my skirt and shifted in place, only to lose my footing and fall backwards, landing on my rear. Hard on my rear. I put my hands on the sides of my head, closed my eyes and screamed. I'd reached my limit. I just wanted all of this to be over. But try as I might to shut out the world was determined not to be ignored. It was like heaven and earth were moving all around me. I felt dizzy. It was like my soul and my body were separating. I became acutely aware of my own mass and started obsessing over it. I was so heavy. My head in particular, the human cranium weighs about 5 kilograms, and I could feel every last gram straining my neck muscles. It was hurting my back. What was happening? What's happening? I'm losing consciousness. Can't open my eyes. All the blood in my body came rushing up to my head. Why was this happening? I could feel the blood vessels in my face pressing against my skin. I could see blood behind my eyelids. It hurts so much. The blood just kept coming, it wouldn't stop. It felt as if my blood vessels, my eyes, my whole head could burst at any moment. Somebody please save me, Seiko. Be careful, you're about to fall into the valley of past and future memories. That's Sachiko. Just as my last vestige of consciousness were fading, I heard a little girl's voice, but I was in pain. I was weighed down. I couldn't open my eyes. If you wish to save your friend, you'll need to overcome fate itself. What? What are you saying? The heaviness in my head grew at an alarming rate, and I heard a tearing sound behind my ears. It was the sound of a major blood vessel breaking, wide open. I was certain I was going to die, but then the pain and dizziness simply vanished. I had the sensation of a faint shimmering before my eyes, and I wondered if maybe I could open them now. Slowly and carefully, I relaxed the muscles that were so forcibly and fearfully holding my eyelids shut. Where am I? This isn't heavenly host. I knew exactly where I was. I'd seen this image a million times before. I'd seen it just this morning with Seiko. This is my house. Oh, yeah, that's not creepy at all. Huh? Am I really home? Was it all a dream, maybe? Mom, I'm home. Something wasn't right. My field of vision was low to the ground, and everything around me looked much larger than it should. What was going on? Naomi, guess what? I brought you a cat. Dad? You've always been so mature watching the house all by yourself when we're away. Come on, pet it. Isn't she great, Naomi? Huh? Mom? Now you'll have someone to keep you company. Sorry we're always so late. Coming home from work, sweetie. It's so nice that we can trust you, though. I'm really sorry, but now you won't be lonely anymore, right? Stop this. These are her thoughts. May would spend half her time indoors and the other half in the backyard, as if she were out to pasture or something. It may not have been much land, but that was her territory, and she rarely ventured outside of it. Once I was upset that my parents were going to be late coming home from work again, that I scooped up May and ran away from home for a little while. Papa, Mama, I hate you. Stop it. It's because you're here, May. Because you're here, Papa and Mama don't think they have to come home. It's your fault, you know. Naomi, what's wrong? Why are you crying? Where did you and May run off to? I'm sorry, May. I don't want us to be apart. I said I really I said a really mean thing to you, May. I'm so sorry. Now, it's alright, Naomi. May will always be there for you. She loves you, you know. She can sense exactly how you feel, and she's very understanding. It wasn't long after that May ran away. Oh, I searched for her every day through teary eyes, but in the end, she never did come home. It's such a pity. I guess even cats get strange ideas in their heads from time to time. That wasn't it. And you two were such good friends too. I did this. You'll make a new friend in no time. You just need to put this out of your mind and move on. It's because May was so understanding and kind-hearted that she disappeared from my life. If only I hadn't said what I had said to her. May, come back. Please, May. May, you never changed, do you? Mom? Mom, where are you? She's not here. Naomi? Ah, Seiko! Seiko! Are you alright? I've been looking all over for you. I'm so sorry about before. She didn't respond, but she didn't have to. This was definitely Seiko. I can't see you very well. Come a little closer, please. Let me see your face. I drew in towards Seiko, who was sitting on the ground and rested my head on her shoulder. Then I wrapped my arms around her. I still couldn't see her face. I thought it might be because the dim lighting in the room. But no, that wasn't it. Something was very wrong. Seiko wasn't moving an inch, and that's when I realized her skin was cold. She's dead. Wait, where was I? Was I at home, or was this Heavenly Host? The last thing I remembered was frantically trying to find her again. I could smell incense from somewhere, far off, and finally realized that this wasn't reality. Now arriving at Kishi Station. Back to the creepy. No, this person sitting perfectly still on the floor, not saying a word. That wasn't Seiko. So who was it? I'd rather not find out. Naomi. Within the unyielding darkness, I knew that whoever it was talking, Seiko's shape. I knew that whoever it was taking Seiko's shape was coming toward me. She's here. She's right next to me. I can feel her breath. I can sense her presence. Who are you? I'm your friend with the broken neck, remember? This is the future where you make me die? Hey! Oh my god. Nope. Why did you leave me by myself back there? After we finally managed to get back together, too. I was so worried that I'd hurt you. So worried, and that's why things turned out this way. No, don't say that. As I lay there, stricken with grief, I heard the footsteps of a child approach. I looked up and saw a little girl with a red dress standing over me. Do you want me to save your friend no matter what it takes? I don't like you! I know who you are! What are you? I'm the one who controls the fate of this world. Yeah, this world. What about reality? True reality, not your reality. I had no clue what she meant by that. but I remembered that she'd been giving me advice this whole time. She had a different air about her than the other spirits around the school building. I felt like maybe she was on my side. I want to save her, please. If there's some way to do it, tell me now. Oh, tell me how. I'll give you another chance to remember. Think hard. What you've just seen are events from your past, which is also the future through which your spirit now passes. In other words, this isn't the first time you've experienced this sequence of events. But you already knew that, didn't you? This sort of thing doesn't happen. It should have sounded like complete nonsense to me. But I didn't say a word, I just nodded. There were only fragments, but nonetheless, I was seeing crystal clear visions of what I can only assume was my first time experiencing these events. That sense of deja vu I'd been feeling wasn't just some crazy delusion or misidentified nerve impulse in my brain. It was real. Then you've also already seen the trigger event from which your despair originated. So now you fight against this fated demise? No. When I came back to my senses, I found myself standing in the hallway of the third floor of the school building. When did I get here? How long had I been here? I looked down, and sure enough, there were puddles of black all around me. It was that viscous fluid that had been spilling out from inside me. A palpable manifestation of dread spreading out across the floor, but this was no time to sulk. I had to think about Seiko. I'd left her all by herself again. I wonder if she's still in the custodian's room. That sound, it was coming from inside the bathroom. There was a violent banging coming from one of the stalls. With a lump in my throat and a shiver down my spine, I slowly crept up to take a look. There was an eerie stillness in the air within the girls' lavatory. I didn't feel like there was anyone else in there with me, but I sensed a slight movement in on the third stall door from the back. Open it. This was the source of all that bad feeling and uncomfortable premonitions I'd been having. I knew what I was going to find. I remembered this future. This was the future I absolutely had to prevent from coming to pass. The image of what waited for me in the stall was burned into my memory. And it was now a reality. Seiko! Okay. Seiko, you're still alive. I'll save you. There was again a flash of the sad future that awaited us if I made even one wrong move here. But there was still time. I could still save her. Okay. Darkening, 41%. Hold on, I'll get you down. But how? Her noose was pretty high off the ground. I needed some way to get up to the neck height in order to pull her down safely. Something to stand on. Use the bucket outside! I'll be right back, Seiko. I'm going to go get something to stand on. I hurried out into the hallway, grabbed the bucket I'd seen sitting on the ground there earlier. If I were to stand on that, I was certain I could reach Seiko's neck even at my height. Oh my god, this is a crazy part. Huh? Inside the bucket were clumps of unidentifiable rotting meat crawling with countless maggots. The sight alone was nauseating. But this was no time to be grossed out. Seiko's life was on the line. I picked up the bucket with surprisingly little hesitation. After dumping the contents onto the ground, I held the dirty bucket tight against my chest and rushed back to the bathroom. I will save you. I will. Does she? Seiko, hold still. I'm going to loosen the rope. I threw the bucket onto the floor upside down and stepped onto it like a footstool. Sure enough, this gave me the lift I needed to reach Seiko's neck. This would work. I was going to save her. I positioned my hand on Seiko's shoulders and began feeling around for the knot. But then... Oh no. The bottom of the old rusty bucket had given way. I lost my footing and fell inadvertently pulling down Seiko's body. Her thin necks have to use... Okay. That's the end of the video. I hope you guys like the story about... I don't know if you guys like this dark story or not. I kind of enjoyed it because it gave me spooks when I played on the DS, right? It was so much more different on that. It was so much more different on DS than it is now. If you guys liked it, hit the like button. Comment how traumatizing this was for you. It's very traumatizing. I'd say subscribe for more, but I don't know if you guys want more of this. But I'm gonna complete the game, sadly. I mean, I don't. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.